Welcome to your journey of healing with the Healing Podcast, hosted by licensed clinician Monique Owe and co-host Dr. Amber Mohn.
Thank you for tuning into the Healing Podcast. I'm your host, Monique Owe, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host here,
Dr. Amber Mohn.
Okay, so today's topic is unrealistic expectations and the pressure it brings. So with this topic, we want to talk about just the expectations of life, either that people put on other people or maybe expectations and pressures we put on ourselves and what happens because of it. I mean, in life, sometimes people will expect you to show up at events or functions or do things, and you just are not at that capacity to do so. They expect that you should be able to show up, and you just may not be able to do so. So it's a lot of pressure. This society puts a lot of expectations on us in general about life, career, things like that. I mean, Dr. Mohn, can you identify anything that people put unrealistic expectations on others for? Can you think of some of those things?
Oh, man. You said a big thing about career, what success looks like to you or your family. Yeah, that's what I would say. Those are the two big things to me, yeah.
So we always have the expectation like what? You should graduate high school, right? Maybe go to college. If you don't go to college, you got to get some type of job, right? A successful job, right? Because they don't tell you this is no slight on anyone that works in fast food or anything. I'm just saying, I don't think anybody, when they have children, when they're young, they say, hey, make sure when you graduate high school, you go get that job at McDonald's or Wendy or Chick-fil-A. Even though Chick-fil-A is a good company, right? They don't say, make sure you go get that job there. They may promote management, but I don't think anyone is letting your child make a choice. Well, I just wanted to work as a cashier. Like, that's what I wanted to do. So we have these expectations that we should do more, right, Dr. Mohn?
Right.
You get the bachelor's degree, you need the master's degree. You get the master's degree, well, now you got to get the PhD. Think about it. The moment you graduated, sometime even with your bachelor's, everybody's happy, but okay, so when are you gonna go get the master's?
Right.
Right? Or if you get the master's degree, the next thing, so when you gonna get your PhD?
Yeah.
It's expectation. You're like, I just went through all this pressure and time and energy to complete this degree, and I'm already asked for the next. Dr. Mohn, if you get a brand new nice apartment, what is the question after that people say? Car, and then when you gonna buy a house?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
You have the car, like when you gonna get this? And if you get the 2-bedroom townhouse, Dr. Mohn, nice. When you gonna get the 4-bedroom house?
Yes.
And it's like you feel that way, but don't we also feel that way, Dr. Mohn? So Dr. Mohn, why do we put that pressure on ourselves to always want more, something else?
I mean, it could be, I know you've heard Keeping Up with the Joneses, people around you, as a parent, and I can look at kind of, my expectations for my kids. I want to be able to brag on them. When people ask me about my kids, how are they doing? I want to be able to say, yeah, my son's getting ready to, graduate from college. And, you want people to think, excited. I did that. Yeah, that's true. Like you want that accolade as well. Like, wow, your children all successful. They graduated college, no issues, right? Yeah. No issues with legal trouble. You feel proud about that, right? So sometimes we put expectations on ourselves because the accolades from it makes us feel good. When people can tell you, wow, you came from this and you got your degree and then you went back to school and you got this degree and now you're a doctor or whoever, now you're a lawyer or whatever, successful in your career, you own your own business, you're an entrepreneur. Those things feel good, right? We like to feel good. But the thing is, can you meet those pressures all the time? What about the expectation to always show up even though you're grieving? Maybe you just lost somebody, a close person, a child, a spouse, and someone says, hey, you coming to the ceremony next week though, right? Yeah. But you're like, I'm still grieving this loss. I don't know if I have the capacity to be there for you. And we put pressures on ourselves, or people put pressure on us to show up. Well, you should be okay now. This will be better for you. You should come in. So I think we do those things because, one, we know the accolades. It feels good to get the praise. But two, we put pressures on ourselves too, because I don't think, Dr. Mo, we want to let people down. So we'll always say yes. We'll always, okay, I'll go ahead and do it, even though you're feeling depleted and you don't want to go. I mean, think about Dr. Mohn. If it's somebody's celebration, I don't know, family member, let's say maybe sister, cousin, like it's their celebration and you want to go, but you're going through your own thing and you're like, I don't have the energy to go. I don't feel like smiling right now. Can you tell that person no? You can and you should, but typically doesn't happen that way.
Doesn't happen that way. We go anyway and we sit there, even though we're suffering through it emotionally, nothing to do with the person. but emotionally it's just a lot because maybe we're carrying a lot, but we feel like we have to show up because we don't want to disappoint people, right? Well, we're going to come back and talk about what that is doing to you, maybe health-wise and emotionally, just trying to always show up when you can't. But before we do that, let's go ahead and segue here. And you guessed it, we're going to segue into the situation. Dr. Mohn, what is our situation for today?
All right. Thank you, Monique. So here's our situation. Dear Healing Podcast, I'm in my 40s and I am not married. I came close once before, but I called off the engagement 6 months before the wedding because I saw signs in him that appeared to be too controlling. It almost made me feel like he had the potential to be abusive. I never really told my family the specific reason why I called off the engagement. I just said we decided it was best for us not to proceed with the marriage. My issue is I'm tired of people asking me when I'm going to get married or making comments like, "You're not thinking about marriage?" Yes, I do want to get married, but I want it to be to the right person, not because people think I should. I am happy at this time. I do not feel lonely. I'm dating and hope to be in a serious relationship soon. How can I best tell people to leave me alone with the comments about marriage? I think this is a great question, and I thank you for writing into us. When it comes to, family, I know if you hadn't, told your family, why, if you kind of just gave them, we just didn't think, what did you say? We thought it was best not to proceed with the marriage. I mean, you have your mother, your father, people being excited about you getting married, they're going to probably wonder really what's going on. So not saying that you need to specifically tell them why, but, maybe let them know where you are. Hey, look, I want to be very, very careful who I want to spend the rest of my life with. I know that it may not be in your time frame. I'm 40, but this works for me. As a parent, all you want to know is that your child, no matter how old they are, that they're happy. And so letting them know, listen, I'm on the same page as you. I want to be married, but I want to be married to the right person who's going to treat me right and who I'm comfortable with, and that I won't, whose this marriage will last with. So maybe, I would try, just kind of letting your loved ones know, that not aunts and uncles, but, mom, dad, sister, brother, just the inner family. And when it comes to people on the outside, again, it's none of their business. I'm happy right now, and that's all that matters. It would be my answer. No, I'm not married, but I'm happy. And so whenever it's my time, it's going to be my time, and just kind of leave it at that and be, very direct, not rude, but hey, I'm fine. I'm happy. Are you happy? So if you're happy, then we're both happy. And so that would be my response to people who, make judgments, have their own opinion about why you're 40 and not married. I commend you for being selective, for, looking at the red flags and saying, you know what, this is not going to be right. And I'm not going to, go into this marriage this way. And so I commend you for that. And I wish other people would do the same.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Mohn, for your response. And thank you to the listener for writing into the Healing Podcast. So what I'll say is, as far as people and how to get them to stop asking what you should say, I think you asked, it is one to say, you know what, just be clear and direct, content. I'm happy right now. And that's just why. That's what it is. You can just be confident in what you said. You said you're happy. You're not feeling lonely. You're being selective. Just do that and give them that response. But you don't always have to feel the need to respond when they keep asking, well, I've already told y'all what it is. Trust me, you'll be the first one to know when it's time. I think what happens is people put pressure on people to get married because they can't fathom that people can be happy if they're not, right? That could be more so a thing within them that they feel like because they weren't happy alone, they feel like you can't possibly be happy if you're not with somebody, but that's not true. People can be happy with themselves. You can be happy doing your career, living your life, being at peace. You said you are dating, so you are, like Dr. Mohn said, you're being selective. I'm glad you got out of that situation before, because that could have been a potential for domestic violence, and that's even worse. But what I will say is, continue to be confident. Take your time. There is no time frame. I think some people may be in marriages because they got pushed into it, and now they're like, wow, how do I get out? And it's not that easy to get out. So I think for you, it's okay. Just be confident. Glad that you're happy with yourself. And you should love yourself more first before you jump in trying to love someone else. I think that will make a healthy marriage. So I wish you best in your journey, and just tell people the honest truth. I'm happy, and I'll let you know when it happens. So I hope that helped you. And thank you for writing into the Healing Podcast. If you'd like to write into the Healing Podcast and share your situation, please email support@thehealingpodcast.com or go to thehealingpodcast.com. hit the contact tab and share your situation that way. Quick mention of our sponsor today. Our sponsor is healingexpressionsllc.com. Healingexpressionsllc.com. If you want to book a therapeutic session and you live in the Atlanta or Georgia area, we ask that you go ahead and book a therapeutic session today. All right. So going back into the topic of, the expectations that people put on us and the pressure. So here's the thing. What is it really doing to you when you are pressured, Dr. Mohn, to do all these things? Is it good for someone's health?
Absolutely not.
Not. I think so. We can say we know the key one. Pressure can go up. You could be malnutrition because you don't have the energy to eat because you're trying to meet all these demands. You're running. You're always running. Here to there, back and forth. There's no way you can take care of yourself appropriately if you're always doing something for everyone else and not taking time for you. So look at what it's doing to you. Weight gain, weight loss, depression, anxiety. You probably may be going through maybe panic attacks sometimes because you just don't know how to say no, or you think you may fall short and people are going to be upset with you. So all of those things are not helpful to you. So my question would be quickly, Dr. Mohn, why don't people just say no?
It could be, it's so many reasons, Monique. You could be, I know we talked about this in some few segments back, but you could be the person that everybody goes to. Everybody depends on, the backbone of the family. And so it's like you don't want to, like we said, let other people down. Like, this is your job. This is what you're supposed to, do and be to them. Not realizing that, if there is no you, then what are they going to do? Are they going to, who are they going to go to? They'll find a way. And that you have to just, step back and take, time for yourself and then, create boundaries. You can't be, be everywhere for everybody. You can't.
Very true. Very true. So it is recognizing here to help you with that need to respond to people. One, I think you should be honest. Be honest, like, look, right now there's a lot going on. I can't do it. I can't show up for you this time. But I got you next time. I will set a special time for me and you to do something, but I cannot show up for that particular event because personally I have some stuff going on. And if someone, like I said, if someone that cares about you gets upset about that and turns against you because you said that, I don't know if they really would for you anyway. That relationship might have been time to take a turn. Maybe it's the end of that because I don't think anyone that cares about you would not be understanding of that, right? They would get it, right? They maybe even feel encouraged by your courage because you were able to say no. And then maybe they also need to say no. So I would say be honest first, right? Dr. Mohn, what is something else somebody can do to help them say no? What else can they do?
Goodness. I was thinking more about things changing. Like, things don't always stay the same. So, and I was looking at, the fact that, sometimes we feel bad because we've made a commitment or we've said, we made this agreement and okay, things have changed or it's, you've realized it's become too much. It is okay to say, hey, to come back to the table and say, hey, look, this is not working. I can't take Johnny to school, in the mornings because now I've started this class. It is okay. And so that's what I was thinking more.
Okay, when things change. Yeah. So, I think so. That is another way you can just be honest. Like, look, again, it goes back to honesty. You can say, look, I was able to do this, but now I can't. Yeah. It's too much. So, you can explain the circumstance. So one, you can be honest. You can explain the circumstance that it was okay, but it's not anymore. You can also, if you need encouragement to do that, I would say get with a life coach or therapist also to help support you in making that decision with others so that you can be comfortable in your decisions, right?
Right.
Another thing I'm going to say is look at your situation realistically. Take a step back. Look at how much you have going on, whether you're a mom or not, a dad or not, an uncle, a godfather, a godmother, whatever, a worker, 3 jobs. How are you going to do one more thing? Look at yourself from the outside in and really think, can I do this? And if your answer is no, I don't have any room on another plate, just be honest with yourself. So the first thing I guess should have said is be honest with yourself. Dr. Mohn said, be honest about your situation. Maybe things changed. It wasn't that you couldn't, but now you can't. I'm going to say talk to maybe a therapist or life coach to help you make the decision, right? And just look at yourself from the outside looking in. Are you really okay? Would you encourage anybody else to do what you're doing? And if that answer is no, well, you got your response, right? Dr. Mohn, anything else that someone can do to stop overcommitting themselves?
Put themselves first. And that doesn't mean, be selfish or, don't do anything for anybody. But, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you're okay first. That way you can, whatever's left of you, you can disperse how you see fit, but take care of you, not the other way around.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Dr. Mohn, for that. So I hope that this helps you from meeting the expectations that people have for you, or stop putting pressure on yourself to meet an expectation, So I just hope, be okay, be easy. And it's okay not to be able to do everything. Dr. Mohn, anything else about this topic today?
No.
All right. So let me go ahead and leave everyone with this. And that is, be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can. We thank you for tuning into the Healing Podcast, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.